Times Influence Initiative.
Hello and welcome to the 4th edition of Times Network's India Economic Conclave, presented by Capital First, Partner in Progress, Gabon's Special Economic Zone and powered by Raven. Now last week we saw excerpts from bureaucrats talking to us about the changes being brought about to solve India's problems.
Direct port entry, it is now about 80%. Actually, we want to take it to 100%. So we are working with the Customs Department. They have made about 550 exporters and importers into authorized economic operator.
There is a huge amount of unskilled raw labor in the form of school dropouts, in the form of kids who need training. The question that one needs to then ask is, why is there not a natural market for skill acquisition in India?
The next session is with a minister who helms two portfolios that are critical for India to flourish. From the implementation of the Prime Minister's Ujjwal Yojana, diesel deregulation and strategic tie-ups to ensure energy security, he's done it all. The Union Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas and Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Dharmendra Pradhan, is in conversation with Times Now's Rahul Shivshankar on how to ensure energy security with strategic diplomacy.
Minister Pradhan, India's oil dependence from other countries stands at around 77% today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has set a target to bring this down to 67% by 2022 and 50% by 2030. Is India on target?
Today, you are right, around 78 to 80% is fluctuating sometime. We are importing. When Prime Minister Modi put this target in front of us 2 years back, in those days, our import was around 70%, where domestic production is around 30% and our import was around 70%. There is no target of 2030. Yes, there is a target of 2022. We have to reduce our import dependency by 10%. But if I put another statistic in front of you, today India is the number 3 energy consumer in the world. After the United States of America and China, India is the number 3rd country. We have surpassed Japan. Another bare fact, our per capita energy consumption is one among the lowest in the world. The way India is changing, the aspirational society is coming up, our energy per capita consumption is increasing. In near future, in the next every assessment, there is one conclusion, by next 25 years, world's incremental requirement of energy, 25% will come from India only. That means this, for a longer period, I have to candidly admit, if these things, the business will be as usual, we have to import our energy requirement for a longer period. Yes, we have taken various steps to reduce our dependency, new alternative energy, our augmenting of our existing production, and conservation, efficiency. These are all strategies we are adopting, but for a longer period, we have to depend on import.
Well, it's interesting that you seem to have abandoned your target. You've said that we're not talking in terms of target. Many people said that 67% quite far-fetched by 2022. Is that because you can't achieve this target?
I am not at all changing my target. But you can't stop the aspiration of people, the consumption of the people. The energy statistics is fluctuating since last 2 decades. When our consumption is increasing, our import is certainly going to increase. Yes, with all these increasing statistics, we are very focused how to reduce the import dependency. We are very clear how to reduce our import dependency. We are not changing our target, but we have to face the reality.
So how do you propose to do that?
There are 4-pronged strategy. Today, India is producing around 20 to 30% of its requirement is fluctuating. We have to augment our own production. For a long period, though there is bidding round is there, substantial production addition is yet to come up. We have to adopt new technology. This is a very critical area. You have to have business-friendly policies. Business must be there in oil and gas sector. In last 4 years, with the number of reforms on production, the new model of production, from profit sharing to we went up to revenue sharing model, open acreage policy. So series of reform. The first target is to augment our own production. Number 2, By depending or adopting new technology, we have to have alternative energy from renewables, from biomasses, from carbon hydrate, gas hydrants, CBM, coal gasification. We have abundance of coal. China is producing around 600 million metric ton of coal. They are converting coal to liquefaction or gasification. Why can't we do that in India? We are going to put up the fast state-of-art regasification plant from coal in Odisha. So, new adoption of new technology. Number 3, efficiency. Number 4, conservation. These are the 4 focus strategy for reducing our import dependency.
Well, you brought up China. Now, there's no denying the fact that both India and China will be competing for resources. Increasingly, we might even be faced off against each other in unpleasant sort of circumstances. How do we ensure that our strategic interests are not compromised in such a scenario?
I don't think any conflict of interest with China regarding resourcing of energy. China have their own strategy, they have their own requirement. We have our own requirement. They have a big pocket size. We have a huge credibility factor with us. When I'm moving towards the international diplomatic arena, in some of the area, we both are in Russia. They have their own strategy, we have our own strategy. We both of us are in African countries. They are also there, we are also there. In Middle East countries, we have our link, they have our link. In Saudi Arabia, we are the number, in comparison to China, we are the major importer of Saudi energy to India. So China has their own strategy. India has its own strategy. I don't feel any threat from anybody because all the major producer of the world, to ensure their domestic economy, ensure their production supply in undisruptive supply chain, they need assured market. Today, India offers a huge assured market, robust market. That is the factor to leverage in Indian side. And I'm not seeing any threat from anybody.
Well, China is increasingly assertive. We've seen that in the South China Sea. We see that it has problems with its neighbors. We've got territorial disputes running. That's the reason I asked you. It's going to be a challenge.
Yes, any diplomatic relation is a challenge, but it's not threat. If I very specifically say about energy requirement, fulfilling the energy source, I don't see China is a threat to us.
Is that the reason why we are seeing the Prime Minister making a very conscientious outreach to Saudi Arabia, UAE, Iran, among other partners in the Gulf, in the Middle East?
In the different part of world, China is partnering with India on energy production. In neighboring Myanmar, we have a project joint venture with China.
Yes.
We have some joint investment in African countries. We have some joint investment in the different part of, we have some joint investment in Canada. So we are complementary in that way. Regarding our strategy for neighboring diplomatic relationship, yes, as I said, China may have a big pocket. We have a big credibility factor. With the decisive nature of Prime Minister Modi, every producing country is eyeing towards Indian market, and they see a clarity with Prime Minister Modi's reformist philosophy. That is our
USP.
That is our USP.
Okay, what's the update on the Iran-Pakistan-India pipeline? The reason I ask you is this, because in March 2017, and this is quite critical, the Standing Committee on Petroleum and Natural Gas asked for its revival following the easing of sanctions on Iran.
No, there is no, yes, we have a deal with Iran. Recently, when President Rouhani was in India, on the bilateral discussion, Prime Minister Modi also emphasized on this issue. There is a plan involving Russia, Iran, and the sea route to India. Pakistan is not involved in that project. It was what you are talking, it's an old project of last decade. I think today, with a changing scenario, we are planning an alignment with Russian partnership from Iran to India. As I said, in the difficult days of Iran, India is one of the biggest country was importing oil from Iran. Today, Iran is one among the important supplier of Indian market. So we decide who will be our partner, looking into our own requirement and own financial interest. We never go back. And today, Iran is out of sanction.
The ambitious 15,000-kilometer gas grid project which Mr. Arun Jaitley had announced during his budget speech in 2014 appears to be delayed.
Pradhan Mantri Urja Ganga, 200-500 kilometer of pipeline is on track. It's on track in UP, it's on track in Bihar, it's on track in Jharkhand, it's on track in West Bengal, it's on track in Odisha. It's ungrounded.
So by when will it be operational?
Last year, Prime Minister Modi put the foundation stone of that pipeline from Banaras. I am expecting by end of 19, that pipeline will complete from Dhamra at one end and Jagdishpur at other end.
Okay. You've repeatedly said that India needs to move towards a gas-based economy. I have the quote here. Gas forms about 6.5% of India's primary energy basket. We want to increase this to about 15%.
Yes.
How far down the line are we on that? If you could update us.
Rahul, let me put what is the gas scenario in the world. Today, last 2 decades, in the world energy market, invested in a big way in the LNG projects. If I compare LNG and crude oil, LNG is more competitive in the price factor with crude oil. And that about LNG has additional advantage of it's a decarbonized, less carbonized energy. Taking advantage of that, today, as you already mentioned, India has 15,000 kilometers of gas pipeline. We are adding up with another 15,000 kilometers of gas pipeline. Today, India's regasification capacity is around 26 million metric ton. We are adding another 30 million metric ton of regasification capacity from western coast to eastern coast. This is the biggest ever jump of regasification capacity. Today, 150 districts of India is linked with piped natural gas. This month, we are on the job. In the April, PNGRB, the regulator of this industry, is going to open a bid of another 150 districts. With another 50 district addition, by end of 19, when we will be completing 2019, we will be covering around 350 districts of the country. That means half of the districts. We want to link the gas to the steel industry located in the eastern part of the country. Today, India produces primary steels. We want to produce quality steel that will help for automotives, aviation, and high-end production chain. In that way, the Make in India will be complemented. More job will be created, more economic activities will be there. Gas will be one of the primary raw material. India has a very ambitious plan on domestic supply, on transportation sector. Yesterday, we organized a workshop, the LNG, using LNG as a primary transport fuel. We are very enthusiastic. If we compare LNG and diesel, LNG is around 25% cheaper than diesel and much more cleaner than diesel. On marine, on inland water sector, we are very focused to use more LNG, more PNG, more CNG. And I'm confident in India, the world average is around gas in the energy mix of world, gas is around 24%. But with a successful strategy in Gujarat, today it is 26%. We want to replicate that model in all over India by creating a world standard network and to facilitate not only infrastructure, to have a fair market.
Okay.
India is moving towards a gas exchange. By end of this year, India will have its first gas exchange, gas trading exchange in India. Through policy reform, through more capex investment, create new market, India is focused to create a new gas market.
Well, let me ask you a question that a large number of people here would be interested in, and that's the gas prices. They've been rising, and they're the highest in the last 3 years. But consumer continues to suffer because of what he perceives to be a taxation burden. And this has been criticized as predatory. People are saying that the government is basically squeezing the consumer. Now, what do you have to say about this criticism?
Last 3 years, gas pricing was on a declining trend. When we took charge the gas, what was the debate of the day?
That's true.
What was the controversy of the day? The way the gas price has been unilaterally increased by Rangarajan Commission, that was the debate of the day. Election Commission has to intervene. Election Commission has to stop the new gas pricing. Let the new government take the decision. When we took charge, the gas price was $4.2. I'm quoting, $4.2. Rangarajan Commission has recommended for $8.4. That was the recommendation. When we took charge, we revisit the topic, we revisit the issue, looking into the purchase capacity of India's consumer. We have created a new transparent formula. In that way, after 3 years, for the first time, in the 1st April, today it is around 2 point something, 2.8 or something, $2.8 something. First time, after 3 years decline, from the 1st April, now it is very transparent. It is the international price. 4 market has been linked. Average of that 4 gas trading hub is the India's price. For the first time, India's price is going to 3.2. This is the new price from the 1st April. Just imagine 4.2 in 2014, which was supposed to be 8.4 with the then policy. We have a new policy. Today, the gas price will be 3.2. So where is your fact? How do you say this gas price is squeezing consumers?
Because at the pump, we are paying a lot more. So there is
Rahul, I can't debate with
a disparity there.
Where is the disparity? I'm asking.
A lot of it is going.
I'm stating the facts. When I took charge, when Prime Minister Modi took charge, it was 4.2. The then UPA government decided to have the gas price around 8.4 through Rangarajan formula. Today, it is 2.8. With a new revision from 1st April, it will be 3.2. So where is the increase?
So you're saying there's not going to be any change in the taxation structure? You're not going to lower it?
When you come to tax, yes, being in charge of this sector, I am of this opinion that this is a cleaner fuel. This is a very affordable fuel. There must be a progressive tax mechanism. That is the only reason in charge of this industry, in charge of this sector, I am pushing in front of GST Council, let petroleum products should come inside GST mechanism, at least natural gas to begin with. I am of this opinion. Consumer of this country must pay dividend, must get dividend for a cleaner fuel.
Thank you, sir, for speaking to us.
It's time now for a short break, and on the other side we have a very entertaining performance by one of the world's greatest mentalists, Leo Suchard. Don't go anywhere, you really don't want to miss this one.
I want you to imagine a television screen, and I want you to write a name, one name, first name in capital letters, first name, someone that you know who is not here.
Welcome back to Times Network's India Economic Conclave, presented by Capital First, Partner in Progress, Gabon Special Economic Zone and powered by Raven. Now, day one of the India Economic Conclave came to a close with a very special and memorable performance. It may sound unbelievable, but it is true. He can delve into your thoughts and know what you are going to say even before you do that. One of the world's greatest mentalists, Leo Suchard, is up next with his mind-boggling performance.
Times Network, you will be my Times Network tonight, and your brain's network will be mine tonight. I want you to imagine a television screen, and I want you to write a name, one name, first name in capital letters, first name, someone that you know who is not here. You can see clearly it's a man or a woman, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, you see? No. Say the man, say the word man.
Man.
Now say woman.
Woman.
You immediately thought of this person?
Yes.
Do I know him?
No.
So there's no way I know Mark.
Oh.
Is it Mark? Yes! Give it a big round of applause! I'm not doing tricks, I'm doing experiments. I am a master mentalist because I'm master of the mind. Is there anybody here knows the name of your first crush? No? Is he here? What was the name of the first crush at age 6? What was the name? To the microphone.
I guess it was Vivek.
Vivek, like this. What's your height?
5'9".
59 plus. You keep doing it. Don't press the equal until the end. What's your house number?
114.
Do it. Yes.
Sorry.
Oh, that's fine. Plus. Press plus. Plus. 1, 1, 4. plus. Neha, I need like a crazy 6-digit number. Go.
7110147245241117.
I gave a scroll before we even started. Remember the scroll? Thank you very much, my friend. The scroll was there for the beginning. Neha, you're going to repeat the number. What's the first number?
7.
Yes, keep going.
11014
72
72
45
45
24
24 117.
117. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a number because when you turn this, ladies and gentlemen, it says Times Network. My name is Leo Sushar. Thank you very much, everyone.
And with that stellar performance, we come to the end of day 1 of the India Economic Conclave. Next week, we feature sessions from day 2 where ministers and policymakers take the stage to talk about India. Goodbye for now and many thanks for watching.
The tariffs on steel and aluminum were allegedly about national security.
Absolutely, which is...
But we have enough steel capacity for any war of the kind that we would need. That we would likely fight. The Secretary of Defense has said there's no national security issue.
A Times Influence Initiative.